Here we go, so we're going again for the second live tonight. So this will be day 6 of the Roving Hills stitch along, and we're going to start with, we're going to finish this line off here in split, and this one here is going to be stem stitch. And we're going to go with, let's bring this lovely cream back in and build up our colours from here. So stem stitch is a lovely stitch for creating little lines for the stems of flowers. It's great for working on curved lines. Here we go. All together, a very, very good stitch and a sturdy stitch. A lot of people like this one. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to bring my needle up at the end of the line here. Hello there, Mel. We're going with stem stitch on here, Mel. I'm just going to give my thread a little bit. See all that twist in there. I should really have separated all of my threads, but we're going to come up here and we're going to loosen them off this way, finger and thumb. Did you manage to get a cup of tea in the break? Hello, Helen. Lovely to see your name pop up. Hope you're well. Here we go. So we're going to come back down here, create our first stitch just on the base of the line. Coffee! Nice, I had a really cold glass of water. Okay. Now before I pull, some people pull the thread all the way through and then work the thread. I like to pull the loop down, come up on the top of the line, in the centre of where that stitch will be, and pull, and then that stitch end. I've gone with 6 on this one. I'm working with 6. I like it to be nice and chunky. I want the whole overall feel to be nice and chunky. So I'm going to hold the length down here. I'm going to create a stitch the same length as the last one. I'm going to hold onto the little loop so I can see where I'm coming up. Again, I'm going to come up there. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. Come on. Oh, there we go. That was a big zoom. Okay, so I'm going to come up where the other one finishes off, but just at the top of the line. And again, I'm going to pull and let that stitch lie. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to create the next stitch in the stem stitch pattern. You can see I'm leaving the same gap as the entry to the centre, centre to the entry, and that creates this full stitch. So stitch down here. And come up just above. Okay, it is really lovely. I do love stem stitch. It's been a favourite of some of the people that come to my workshops as well. I think it stitches up just so nicely, and I find it quite easy to mark up where your stitches will lie and how long your stitches need to be, because you're looking for that central point. I always hold it down here. I don't create the stitch and then come up at the centre. There we go. Looks really pretty. And you see that these little lines come into each other and intertwine, but we're going to go with the full top one in the cream, and then you can work on whichever colours you like on this second one, third one and fourth one. So I'm just going to do a little bit more of this, because if you want to see how to do this, you can always rewind, slow it down or speed it up on YouTube. I want to just make sure that I show you these other stitches down here during this 50-minute live. So it stitches up so beautifully. It's such a pretty stitch and gorgeous for working on curved lines as well. So you can see that stitches up so nicely. There. Who else likes stem stitch? Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see different textures in there. It seems to be quite a favourite with a lot of people. You see it in a lot of kits as well. And sometimes you're seeing somebody else's hand stitch it. I like stem. Do you like stem stitch, Mel? Your stitching's always so beautiful. I know that you'd sent me some pictures as well, hadn't you? So I'm going to have a look at your pictures. I'm going to be sharing people's progress so far. So please, please do share away, even if you want to take pictures of sections of it or the whole thing. Do not worry if you haven't caught all the way up. It's absolutely fine to work at your own pace. This should be an enjoyable project. It shouldn't feel like a deadline. Nobody likes a deadline. That's why I never met mine. I always had extra time. At school anyway. Now it's something that I enjoy. Deadlines are a good thing. But yeah, nobody wants to feel like it's a pressure. This is all for joy. You want to do this and feel like you can do it in your own time when you feel most comfortable. And you just want to sit and relax. You know, there's no pressure. So if you're not ready to share yet and you want to leave it a little bit longer, that's absolutely fine as well. So there we are. There's a lovely stem stitch. And you're going to do lines 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're going to carry it all the way to the end in the cream, and then the other ones can just join in and blend as they do. So we're going to come back down here now. And the name of this stitch, also this stitch here is actually called, let me double check, it's called, where did we have you? It is called threaded back stitch is doing this one. So if you were to just do the cream line, that's threaded back stitch. Or it's called double threaded back stitch, which is going the other way. So it is actually a stitch. And I was just like, let's see what happens. Maybe that's how all stitches were designed, by people just playing around, because we need to have fun, don't we? And there's always variations. So we're going to go next with Ermine stitch, which is this one here. I'm going to leave the cream up there. So in this one, I'm going to go with cream, lilac, pink and purple. So these here, I want to keep him with that purple. I might add a little bit of yellow in there because I'm going to bring the yellow back into here. Because all of this bit here, I'm going to use quite a lot of green because this is the grassy bit at the bottom. Hello, it started with a stitch. Oh my goodness, I've not seen you for ages. I hope you're well. How lovely. I hope you're well, my lovely. Okay, so again, we're going to use 6 strands. This one here is Ermine. This one here is Fern. Okay. Let's go with an Ermine stitch. Hello, love. There we are. See, you're northern as well, aren't you? Hiya, love. That's what we go with. So we're going to go with the central line first. Nice, easy. Nice simple stitch, but it's got a lovely overall effect. All good. Lovely to see you. Oh, thank you. That's so lovely. I'm going to have to pop on over to your page and have a little look. It's horribly, I mean, I love Instagram, but it's so hard when Instagram hides all your favourites. And before you know it, you haven't seen them for so long. If they haven't been anywhere, it's just been that Instagram hasn't shown you. It's really tough. Instagram isn't what it was. I shouldn't say that because they might just cut me off now. But yeah, it's not really what it was for sharing and like community. You've really got to kind of continually post to get pushed out there. So yeah, it does help when you comment, when you like all your favourites post, you see them more. So there we are. There's the first one done. It all gets lost, it does. I was talking to someone about, oh, that's so lovely. That's so kind. And you do, I think you do, don't you? You never kind of forget. When you're in conversation with people, it's like, oh my gosh, where's that person gone? And then before you know it, they just pop up on your feed. Yeah. Can you Oh, move the hoop. Oh, so sorry, darling. There we are. Let's go again. So sorry, I got so carried away there, you couldn't see. Let's go with another one. So we're going to go to this one. So we're going to do the central line first. This is Ermine stitch. Central line first. Down the centre. And then I like to cross from right to left and left to right. So we're going to keep them all uniform. Left to right and then right to left, I should say. Is that okay? Oh, there you are. Thank you, Mel, for letting me know. Stitch down to here. We've got a lovely pop going on with the stitching today. So this is a really simple stitch, but it just adds like a little bit of detail. Really pretty one. And stitch down again. Now I've done quite a flat bottom on this one. I'll show you one on my spare hoop, how you can just change it a little bit. So again, central line. And then left to right. It's really simple, but it just looks really pretty. And right to left. And if you wanted to, you could go all the way through with all your central lines in one colour. You could do all your left to right in another colour, and then all your right to left in another colour if you wanted to play around with colour as you stitch these. But I'm going to keep these quite static. I want to keep them the same so I can see that pattern repeating in this section. And this again is Ermine stitch, which is a very cute one. I like this. Anybody hear the ice cream van in the background? I think whenever the sun comes out you can hear the ice cream van. And when obviously the ice cream van comes and the kids always want an ice cream because they can hear it. So we used to say that the ice cream van used to play the music to let the children know that it'd run out of ice cream. Is that cruel? Saved us a few pennies though. But then if they ever saw one that was parked up, it's got some ice cream because the music's not playing. But yeah, looks like, I don't haystacks. Yes, it does, like the cartoon ones. Always reminds me, especially in this yellow as well, reminds me of the old Warner Brothers cartoons, for those that are old enough to remember the Warner Brothers cartoons, with Three Little Pigs and Elmer Fudd, and they'd always have the hay bales, wouldn't they, stood up. I used to know. It was 4:30 when the music started. Honestly, it was like, yeah, like clockwork. Always this time, straight after tea. Yeah, ice cream van man's out there. But we say, oh no, he's run out of ice cream, so he's letting all the children know. They were like, oh no, mummy. But yeah, so you saw a static one, that was it. You had to get your purse out. Hello, Hazel. Hazel's come to find me, little doggy. How are you doing, beautiful girl? I know. You're telling me that you've missed me? Have you been looking for me? I did shut the door, but she's managed to get around it, haven't you, darling? Okay, last one, and I'm going to show you some Fern stitch. There we go. Hello, Tori. How's that starter coming up? The sourdough starter, is it coming up to room temperature? There we go. So there's the last one. I'm not going to knot underneath. I'll do that later. I'm just going to bring it up on the top of my work and leave it to one side there. I don't need it now, so I'm going to leave that. And then I'm going to go with this lovely purple. So I'm keeping that colour in. But I am going to mix it. Because I've mixed my colours here, I don't want it to look too blocky. Or do I? Do I want it to look blocky? No, I am. No, I'm going to go blocky. The good thing is you can always take it out if you're not keen, can't you? Back again, had dinner and now waiting for bedtime for the kids. It is the case, by the time it gets to this time, you're just waiting for that clock to... What time are we on? Yeah, 6:10. So at this point, when the kids were younger, we used to have In the Night Garden. And when that was on, we'd watch that would finish, and then we'd go upstairs for stories. It's so much easier, I think, to keep your timings when the kids are younger. Like now, because my kids were a bit older, they tuck me in bed and then go about the business. So here we are, Fern stitch. Again, one down the centre. Can you see that okay? And now this stitching is reminding me of Cadbury's again, Cadbury chocolate. Twirls. We're going to go left and then back down to the bottom. And right. And back down to the bottom. So really simple, but really pretty. Now these stitches remind me of, do you know when you've been to the beach and the seagulls come down and they walk in the wet sand? It's the purple, isn't it? Yeah, it is the purple. It's Capri purple. And then the yellow. So on the chocolate bar twirl, you have the purple wrapper, and it's in yellow writing. I think it reminds me of a twirl. But yeah, this stitch reminds me of little seagull feet, which I think is cute. My kids are older now, and I usually don't even know what. Oh, that really made me laugh. I think that is so true. And it's worse in the UK. It was bank holiday on Monday, so every day I've been saying, what day is it? What time is it? Oh, I'm so sorry, that laugh was ridiculous. But I think when I find something funny, I've just got to let it out. That's so funny and so relatable as well. Yeah, half term's just been, and we literally spent every day going, is it back to school yet? No, are we on the second week, the first week? So funny. So here we are. Anybody else think these look like little seagull footprints? If you had them like kind of offset against each other. That'd be so cute. Oh dear. And this one is Fern stitch. Really pretty one. So if you wanted to change this one up, you could always do the middle stitch in like a dark purple, the two light ones, like the lilac ones on the outside. So you can play around with them like that. You could always add a little bead to the bottom. That'd look quite cute. Or even a little French knot to the top. That'd look nice as well. And then the one I want to show you afterwards is the fly stitch. There we go. I'll finish this last one because I'm getting in a bit of a tangle underneath and I don't want to pull all those threads back through. So has anybody tried Ermine or Fern stitch before? I think you're going to get all those people that need to catch up or want to catch up. I think you're going to get quite far on this point because they're all small areas. I think you get that real, you know, that satisfaction when you finish a certain area. These ones, we do start off with some more difficult ones up here at the top. Yeah, I'm nothing if I'm not challenging when it comes to doing my kits. I like to throw in a few curveballs. So here we go. And then on this one, which one did we do on this one? This one here. We could do another stem stitch, I suppose, couldn't we? Fern, yes, but not me. Ermine, yeah, it's nice though, isn't it, Ermine? It's a cute one. It's like a nice decorative one. You can imagine it around like the cuff of a shirt, or maybe like on the pocket of jeans. Oh, pocket of jeans, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Different colours. That'd be really cute. Could even do like rainbow colours, so do like 2 red and then 2 orange and then 2 yellow. That'd be really nice. Same, yeah. And I think we do get stuck on using the same stitches. I think we all know with hand embroidery, the basic stitches are the ones that you can use over and over again in their different variations. There we are, I'm just on that last one there. And you kind of get stuck on using the same ones, although they are all beautiful. It's quite nice with a sampler, just to practice the different stitches. So, there we go. That looks really cute, I like that. Very nice. So again, I'm going to bring my needle up just randomly here, and I'll tie that off afterwards. Okay, I'm going to zoom out if I can. There we are. And we're going to work on this one now here. This one is fly stitch. Okay. Now, which colours? Do I do a mix? Because this one here is going to block off this colour to here. I might mix, I might mix the lilac and the cream, just so that that kind of finishes it off, and then this bit here is going to be a lot of greens. Let me move that up. I've moved the screen up and there's comments there that I can't see, so let me just come back out. There we are. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far. Actually, oh, it's okay, Hazel. Somebody's just walking past, aren't they? Mummy doesn't need protecting. Here we go. I'm going to mix, actually, I'm going to mix 3 colours. I'm going to mix the cream, this purple, and the pink. So I want to stitch with 6 strands. So I'm going to... I'll have enough. Yeah, I'm going to have 2 of each colour. And I'm going to mix those together. Okay, so this might take me a little while I get them all separated. So 1 purple, 2 purples. Oh, I sounded French then. Okay, and then we're going to go with 2 greens, 1, and 2. What a lovely way for me to finish off my week. Oh, such a hectic week. This is so nice just sitting with you all and stitching. And 1 and 2. There we are. So we're going to mix these up. Let's go at the end. I love mixing threads. You don't always have to buy the variation threads. Sometimes just having them like this is good enough. And that's quite short, so I'm not going to get all the way to the end, but that's a good thing because I can show you what to do if you run out of thread halfway down doing a fly stitch. So you can actually do a singular fly stitch. I'll show you that first on this example one. So let's get that pen. So if this was your fly stitch, it's a bit like Fern, okay? And then we'll have one like this. And this one reminds me as well about bird's feet. Hello, Roxy. Roxy's my gorgeous cousin. Love her. I'm imagining Roxy's got a little one, same age as Miles, your Miles, Tori. So I'm imagining Roxy's waiting for bedtime too. Okay, so let me show you examples of singular ones here, and then I'll show you the fly stitch when it's all joined. Okay. So you're going to start off like you do with Fern. Oh, thank you. You're so lovely. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So we're going to go with central stitch, just like that. That's how it starts off. I'm picking up all the threads underneath. Okay. And then you're going to go, I go left to right, left to right. I'm going to make a loop. Okay. And then I'm going to catch it. So I'm going to come up into that same hole. Pull downwards so you catch the loop as it pulls back up. And then I'm just going to anchor it down on the other side. And that's how you do a singular one. Like that. And then this one you would do exactly the same. So start off with your central line. We're going to go from left to right. You're going to come up again on the central line to catch that loop. Pull downwards to catch it. And this is just a slight variation where instead of having the shorter anchor stitch, you're going to have the longer one. Like that. So those are singular ones. And then this one, as you can see, it continues on, so you've got a longer line. Okay. So, oh, where did I put that thread? There they are. So we're going to go with our mixed thread. I'm going to give it a nice fresh snip on the end so it's easier to pull through the eye of the needle. Again, if you are struggling to thread, I haven't shown you this time around, I'm going to use a needle threader. You're going to put the hook through the eye of your needle. This is a 3, not a 1, so it's a bit tricky to pull through. You need to give it a little wiggle. Pull, pull, come on. There we are. And we've got them all through, bar 1, because I think I've just split one. Come through. Are we through? Yes, we are. Perfect. Okay. Split that a little bit. Can you see there? I just chopped the end as I pulled it through. So I'm going to snip it there so they're all the same length. Okay, and then we're going to start on our fern stitch. I'm going to move this over here so that I can show it you this way. I'll just zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to start here at the top with that tiny stitch. So here's a quilter's knot for the end of your thread. These are the ones that I do. 1, 2. I'm going to hook those 2 loops. Thumb, push it through. I can feel the 2 loops in my finger here. Twist, 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 and pull. And you are left with the knot at the end. Okay, so we're going to start here. This is your fly stitch. You're going to create that first little line on the central line. Pull through. And then we're going to go from left to right, always at the tip of each line. We're going to make that loop, and we're going to come up on that central line at the base of the stitch above it. I'm going to pull my thread downwards so I can catch that loop and lay it flat. Okay, and then we're going to anchor it down where the next line joins the side arms. There. There's your first one in that line. So to carry on, we're going to start on this corner, pull through. We're going to go across to the right. So you can see how we're repeating this pattern. We've made our loop. We're going to come up on that central line at the base of the stitch before it. Always pulling downwards so that we catch that loop. It lies flat, and then we anchor it down where the arms join the central line. This is a really pretty stitch. Looks really nice used for botanicals. Lovely for botanicals. You can extend the arms alternately, so you can have a longer arm, shorter arm, longer arm, shorter arm. You can play around with the sizing. But it's a really nice one to try, and it looks quite nice, doesn't it, with the mixed threads. I'm going to go to that one there. So we've covered quite a few stitches tonight, haven't we? You'll be able to watch these back as well. I'm going to do a bit of a recce tonight and make sure that all of the videos are on YouTube. I need to add different playlists because I think you can add stitch along videos. I can add stitch along videos to one playlist, and I think I can add my embroidery circle videos to another playlist so that they are easier to find. But I have put an overlay so you can see day 1, day 2, day 3, so you know where you're up to if you're watching them back there. They are on my Instagram feed at the moment, but if I do get that urge to tidy it up, they will always be on my YouTube. So there we go. You can see that's coming along really nice. I think that's a really beautiful stitch. What do you think of that one? So pretty. So I'm going to go a little bit longer just to show you what I do when I get to the end of my thread. Because as you see, you lock it off. In fact, I can show you here, because you lock it off here. If at this point you need to rethread your needle with an extra length, you're going to lock it off at the bottom, and then you're just going to start again by coming up on the left. And on the right, or right and then the left if you're left-handed. If anybody is left-handed and you need me to show you a stitch the opposite way, please don't hesitate to ask. I did have somebody ask me if I could show them the colonial stitch done left-handed. And it's a really good kind of like exercise for my brain to do as well. You know, got some left-handed stitches that have come to workshops and left-handed stitches that use my kits as well. So it's handy for me to know so that I can accommodate everybody as well. I like to make sure that everybody can access the patterns that I put out there. And if anybody needs any help, I'm always on hand to talk embroidery. There we are. So I think I have given you plenty to go on. There was a lot there for 2 lives in one night, so feel free to have the weekend to catch up or the weekend to start. You're very welcome to purchase this PDF at any time. All of the videos will be on YouTube and you can join it, rewatch the videos are there for you to go back over. I think that's lovely. I'm going to sit this weekend because I think we're having sunshine. Catch up, finish off my sky. Here we go. I think I've got enough just to anchor this one down. And then I'll sign off for tonight and let you all enjoy your Friday evening or Friday day. And it's been so lovely spending some time with you all. Thank you ever so much. So there we have it. That's what we've done today. We have had, let me see if I can remember the name. Double. I'm going to keep saying double till I get to it. It is, here we are. Look on this page. It is threaded back stitch if it's one of the colours, double threaded back stitch if you're using two threads or 2 colours going up and down or down and up. We've got seeding stitch, we've got split stitch, so we've got 1, 2, split stitch, we've got straight stitch, we've got stem stitch, 5 stitches, oh my gosh, we've got ermine stitch, that's 6, Fern stitch, which is 7, and then we've got fly stitch, which is 8 stitches in 2 lives tonight. I think that is a lot, so I'll leave you to crack on. Enjoy catching up, enjoy giving them a try. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll put a little question box up over the weekend if anyone has any, and I can do little videos when we go live again on Monday next week. So yeah, let me know how you're all getting on, and thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Bye bye.